Welcome to my channel. Don't forget to hit subscribe and enjoy powerful, emotional stories every single day. It all began with a feeling, a cold, creeping sensation at the back of my neck, like a silent whisper warning me something wasn't right. I had always considered myself a loyal, trusting husband, someone who believed in the sacred vows exchanged on our wedding day. For 10 years, Emily had been my partner, my best friend, my wife. But lately something had shifted. Small things at first. Subtle changes. But they added up. She became distant. Her eyes no longer lingered on mine the way they used to. Her laughter, once shared with me over late-night snacks and silly memories, was now directed at her phone. Private messages she never shared. She started working late, far more often than her job ever demanded. Then came the sudden obsession with her appearance. New clothes, bold lipstick, a gym routine that hadn't existed in years. When I asked, she claimed it was for herself, for her confidence. But deep down it didn't feel like that. Something about it all felt off. Still, I tried to silence my doubts. I told myself I was overthinking, paranoid even. I wanted to believe her. Needed to. But then I found it. The receipt. It was stuffed carelessly at the bottom of her purse, buried beneath old makeup, gum wrappers, and a granola bar bitten once and forgotten. The paper was from a luxury restaurant we'd never been to. Candlelight. Imported wine. The kind of place people go when they're trying to impress, or seduce. When I asked her about it, her explanation was a stumbling mess. Something about a client dinner. Her eyes darted away from mine like a guilty child caught mid-lie. I could have pushed her right then. I could have demanded the truth. But something inside me told me to wait. To be still. To watch. And to plan. From that day on, I began paying close attention, quietly, carefully. I observed her routines, noted the times she smiled at her phone, or suddenly walked out of the room to take a call. She guarded that device like it held the crown jewels. Always tilted away from me. Always locked. But I had already memorized her passcode weeks before. One night, while she showered, I unlocked it. My hands trembled. My heart thundered in my chest. I scrolled. And there it was. A conversation with someone named Ryan. Not Jenna, as she had him saved under clever, but not clever enough. The messages were unmistakable. Intimate. Flirty. Dirty. He told her she made him feel alive. She told him she dreamed of their next lunch date. How she missed his touch. How she wished they had more time together. I felt like I had been punched in the chest. The world around me faded into a blur. I could have burst into the bathroom that very moment, screamed, shattered something. Asterisk her asterisk maybe. But I didn't. I didn't want a screaming match. I wanted something more permanent. I wanted her to feel what I felt: betrayal, humiliation, loss. And so I planned. Emily had a big presentation coming up. She was giddy about it for weeks. A new client, a major startup, a potential turning point in her career. It was being held downtown in a tall glass building filled with executives in tailored suits. That morning, I kissed her goodbye, wished her luck, watched her leave in that sleek black dress she'd bought for confidence. I wondered if she'd worn it for Ryan too. As soon as she left, I got to work. I ordered a flower delivery, an elegant white box with roses, and filled it with printed screenshots of every message she had sent and received from Ryan. I added a handwritten note. "You're not as clever as you think." Then I drove downtown, parked near the building, and waited. I watched her through the window, standing in front of the room with all her poise and grace, completely unaware of what was coming. Right on cue, the delivery arrived. I saw her smile fade as she opened the box. Her hands trembled. Her face turned ashen. Gasps echoed across the room as the contents spilled out. Executives looked around, confused. Whispers rose. I didn't stick around for the fallout. Instead, I headed toward my next destination, Ryan. I'd done my research on him too. He worked with Emily. He was married. 2 young kids. Beautiful little family. From what I'd seen on his wife's social media, I could have reached out to his wife directly, torn his world apart in an instant. But I chose something more personal. Later that day, I followed Emily to a quiet coffee shop. The same place she met Ryan for their secret rendezvous. I arrived early, sat near the back, and waited. She walked in looking nervous, fragile. Moments later, Ryan joined her. touching her hand gently, whispering something I couldn't hear. That's when I stood up and approached. Ryan, right? I asked. He looked up confused, then terrified. Emily turned around. Her face went pale. David, please. Ryan tried to play tough. Who the hell are you? I dropped a small stack of printed photos on the table. Pictures I had taken of them together, laughing, embracing, leaving hotels, kissing outside bars. I'm the husband, I said calmly. The one you've both been lying to. Emily reached for my arm, tears in her eyes. David, please. Let's talk about this at home. Oh, we'll talk, I said. But not before Ryan understands the consequences of his actions. His wife already knows. So does HR. Ryan went white. You can't do that, he stammered. You'll ruin me. You ruined yourself, I said. Then I turned to Emily, delivering the final blow. And don't bother coming home. The locks are changed. Your things are in storage. My lawyer will be in touch. She broke into sobs. Ryan just sat there shell-shocked. And I walked away. In the weeks that followed, Emily tried everything. Calls, emails, messages that ranged from desperate to apologetic. I ignored them all. Ryan's wife filed for divorce. HR launched an internal investigation and terminated him after reviewing the evidence. As for me, I started over. Slowly, painfully, but I began to rebuild. Brick by brick, day by day. I hadn't chosen the pain, but I chose how to respond to it. That gave me strength. That gave me peace. They made their choices. Now they have to live with them. And I'm finally free to live with mine. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And join me for more real, raw, and powerful stories like this one.